this 25th day of the month of November. My name is Michelle Nkele Odhiambo. Now, it is all systems go on the proposed constitutional reforms as President Uhuru Kenyatta, alongside former Prime Minister Raila Odinga, have just launched the National Signature Collection Drive at the KICC. The event commenced with a section of ordinary Kenyans appending their signatures, followed by a group of politicians and other leaders. They signed on an e-board mounted next to the dais. According to the BBI Secretariat, the signature collection exercise will take 1 week before being handed over to the IEBC for verification. KTN News' Murimi Mwangi now joins us. Murimi, good afternoon. So break it down for us. What happens here on out?
Good afternoon, Michelle. This, you would say, is only the beginning of the home stretch to the referendum. The launch of the 1 million signatures collection drive sets stage, of course, for the next stage, which will be for the promoters of this initiative to present the signatures. Once they are done, they are giving themselves a timeline of 1 week to the IEBC, which, as we have seen from the past, will have to verify that before presenting it to the county assemblies, 24 of which have to approve it before it can then be handed to the National Assembly and the Senate for a further vote. Ultimately, Kenyans will have a chance to vote on the same bill, given that it touches on some critical aspects of the Constitution that have to go through a popular initiative. But just for some more insights, I would want to talk to Minority Leader in the Senate and Siaya Senator James Orengo, a man who has been so close to this entire process. Senator, thank you so much for joining us today. With this launch, what strategies should we expect from you as the BBI proponents in the collection of the signatures, given that you've been through this before when you flopped in 2016 before the IEBC with the Okoa Kenya Drive?
Well, we have that experience, as you know, with the Okoa Kenya Drive. We were able to collect a number of signatures, although the IEBC at that time tried to say that we didn't have valid signatures and we didn't have enough people. But I think this time around, there will be no excuse. I think within a week, we are not going to be talking about 1 million signatures. I think we're going to get more than 2, 3, 4 million signatures. But the most important thing for me is that those who said that referendum was not going to come, it is coming now. Now is a reality. The bill is there. And I think within a number of days, it will be in the hands of the Electoral Commission.
Now, this is a process that has come amid the outcry of some disgruntled groups that have decried what they claim is isolation from the Building Bridges initiative. Besides that, there's now what appears to be an attempt to reopen the document for further amendment before the county assemblies with that case that has been filed at the Supreme Court. Are these things to worry you, and possibly what are your strategies to navigate this, given that you're working on very strict timelines?
They will not worry because the process took 2 years. I think it has been the most participatory and extremely inclusive. And I think if you look at a number of people who are making a lot of noise, if you look at those who presented views, some of them actually presented views, and yet at the tail end, they are saying their views are not taken into consideration. But the bill as it is now cannot be changed. It will go before the county assemblies. We need a minimum of 24 assemblies to pass it. I can guess that we're going to get more than 35 to 40 county assemblies. If, as Okoa Kenya, we were able to get quite a number of county assemblies, I think we were talking about the region of more than 20 assemblies at the time, and we were working very hard to get an additional 4 county assemblies. I don't think getting 30 to 40 county assemblies is going to be a problem. Through this kind of popular initiative, rather than a parliamentary initiative, the bill will finally come both before the National Assembly and the Senate. But it doesn't matter what they do, whether they pass or they don't pass, whether they want to seek to amend or they don't seek to amend. What happens in the Senate and in the National Assembly is just part of public participation. The bill must go as it is to the people of Kenya who are going to express their view and position with an answer of a yes or no.
Senator, finally, we are looking at a contested referendum if the voices of the groups that are dissatisfied with this document is anything to go by. Are you worried that you might backtrack on the framework to peace and tranquility that had been conceptualized by President Uhuru Kenyatta and the former Prime Minister if this referendum does not go your way, or if it's too close to call heading to the 2022 election?
No, I mean, I'm quite confident we're going to win this referendum with a majority, a decisive majority. I think we are going to do better than even 2010 because, you know, at that time we had a lot of watermelons. But you can see the process that the two principals have taken, Raila Amolo Odinga together with President Uhuru Kenyatta. They have met all the party leaders, all the significant political parties, parliamentary parties. They were met, they gave their views. The women as a whole made representations. And as we heard the president talk about the religious leaders, they also talked to, and their views have been taken into consideration. But what I want to emphasize, for me, as a constitutional lawyer and somebody who has fought in the trenches to bring constitutional change and multi-party system of government, I looked at the Bill of Rights. That's the most significant place to look at if you want to know whether this constitution is going north or south. There is no single provision that has been amended or changed in the Bill of Rights. Instead, what has happened? The right to privacy has been enhanced to the extent that, privacy does not just include documents. It also includes, digital information and things that you make, may be stored digitally or electronically. If you look at the values and principles of our constitutional order, those values remain intact. And to that extent, I am quite confident that we are going the right way. The judiciary, for me, as a practitioner...
Perhaps finally.
Yeah. As a practitioner in the courts, there was this thing about the ombudsman, but the way it has been structured. The ombudsman is an ex-officio member of the Judicial Service Commission, where he has no vote. He has to work through the Judicial Service Commission, where the chairman is the Chief Justice and the President of the Supreme Court of Kenya.
Thank you so much, Senator James Orengo, also a minority leader in the Senate, just giving us some insights on the Building Bridges Initiative referendum bill that is now in the hands of Kenyans, from who President Uhuru Kenyatta and the former Prime Minister will be hoping to collect 1 million signatures. We want to go on a short commercial break. When we come back, my colleague George Maringa will be